Or it might just be good to just let them come out and then buy that gap up if it happens. Just because it's a nice base.
CCRN's holding up now.
Yeah, CCRN, if it got back over 32.80, I was looking to add.
It might bounce right after 20 though. Respect that 20.
Yeah.
I don't know, in this market though, it might have a pullback to the 50.
That's totally true.
It seems to really respect that 50. Like it gets anywhere near that, it's yeah.
That's usually, I've been kind of learning like some dip buy setups against that area. Don't buy the red, but like buy it as it turns back up and find support on the 50.
You watch Survivor last night?
I did. Actually, dude,
So tell me, put that on a red. What? This is the first morning that traffic wasn't like absolutely fucking
shitty.
Yeah, today wasn't bad.
Man, what a dump in the last 6 weeks, man. Almost 20%. Yeah, I mean, I just like to see. I keep thinking the SPY is going to come down to 320. That's kind of just been the area that I've been thinking it's going to come down to. And then I'm really waiting for this VIX to spike to over 40. If both of those things coincide around the same time, I'll feel pretty good about it. So essentially just below the tops right before COVID. Just a little bit inside of that. 320. Seems about right. Or who knows, 300 even. That would be crazy though. 300. Well, I get, you know what, that wouldn't be too bad. That would be kind of in line with like a real bear market, about 37%. That would be a brutal bear market, but 320 is a 33.5%. I mean, that would also be pretty brutal. But yeah, we just need to see a flush in the volatility, or we need to see a spike in the volatility index. I need to see, SPY come down to a few levels that I believe can be support. If those two things are like kind of coinciding with each other at the time, then, I'll feel pretty good about it. And then, yeah, VIX to 40, VIX to 50, somewhere in there sounds good. And then I also need to see the bond market start to get bid. Guys, if you guys don't know too much about the bond market, I suggest you learn a little bit about it. But, you know, the system doesn't function without it. And right this year, it's having a worse year right now than stocks, which is this never happens, right? If you go back in history and study up, you'll know that the bond market's usually the place where people go hide when the stocks are doing bad. And this year, bonds underperforming the stock market, which is the first time in history. So something's really broken in the system. Nobody's really talking about it. That's really more what I care about than, you know, the VIX spiking. I need to see a bid in the bond market. No bonds? Oh boy. You know, the money in your portfolios will be worthless anyway. I just look at the 20-year. Some guys look at the 10 and you know, the 10-2-year. If they're inverted, you know, it just means we're going into a recession. I just look at the 20. TLT is the ticker that I look at. When you look at TLT and then you realize that, you know, it's down 33% already this year. Oh, and yeah, 33% this year. Almost 34% this year. I mean, while stocks are, you know, while the SPY's not even that far down, you know, bonds are underperforming. And usually if you go back and study, you know, anytime the stock market has a major correction, you know, bonds are kind of flat or stay, you know, even, or sometimes they're even bright green. Sometimes they're even bright green. And this year they're underperforming the market, which, again, isn't doing what it normally does over the last 60 years, basically. So, you know, something about the game is feeling a little changed. So, you know, there needs to be a major correction, or something needs to break. I don't know if it's the bond market. That's the last bond market we want to not have break. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. You know, our focus is still on buying a nice breakout, nice setup, you know, one of the setups that we've studied. I mean, that's really it. You know, still money to be made, but I just like to know, you know, it helps kind of gauge how aggressive you should or shouldn't be in the market, really. Unless you like playing the short side, in which case everything will go to hell.
Yeah, fucking Bank of Montreal spiked. FNGG.
Yeah, that's the inverse, though. Good morning. Hope you like vacations. Yeah, that doesn't look too good with FNGD, huh?
Nope. Looks like this thing's about to go on tear.
Well, it's about to wake up to a big-ass gap up, that's for sure. It's about to open up way up here. Yeah, you just got to understand that during high inflationary periods, stocks don't really go up. You know, some do, but there's not good what they call market breadth. You know, there's not a bunch of stocks going up. It's just a handful. And the likelihood of them working for a sustained period of time is also unlikely. Hence the reason why EMPH and FSL are rolled over so quickly. How's CEIX looking this morning? Man, CEIX doesn't ever take to news. Almost all oil and gas names on my scanner this morning. Even FNGD was on the scan. Is that how you caught it? CANO, a fucking 1 day move. Man, that's just terrible. Yeah, I mean, it'd have to be major, major panic for me to think that it would be bottom. But sooner rather than later, bonds will be supported. Sooner rather than later. You know, you could buy a 2 year note and pays 4.5%. You know, so that's what it is right now, and it's backed by the government. So, you know, stress free. You don't have to do anything. 4.5%. You can't even get that at your bank. What do you get from a CD? Like a 1/4%. So sooner rather than later, you know, big money is gonna start buying bonds because you know, the interest rate on it's 4.5% and it's government backed. So yeah, I mean that's gonna be a nice place to park some money soon for sure. Interesting take. I guess people, some people kind of guessed what was coming today based on Pepsi's um, earnings yesterday. You know, they raised prices 17% and people still buying it, no problem. Means there hasn't been enough demand destruction. Interesting way to look at things. All right, guys, market's about to open here. Good luck. I will be doing nothing at the open, just watching my positions and probably cutting some shit. Who knows? Like this Lily, unfortunately. And REGN maybe. Yeah, INSW's a monster. I'm already in from yesterday.
FNHC.
Same with STNG.
CHKKF. ODEC. CRKN. Kern. GMBD. EVFM. KGLDF. GMBD. EVFM. CRKN. CRKN. AIHS. ODEC. Korev. ODEC. ODEC. TUEM. Emma. CRBP. CRBP. JNHCR. OBLG. XXR. AUD. FNHC. ZBO.
TNK.
ZBO. IQST. CNTV. LYLT. CLGN. OBLG.
LNG's another one acting well, huh? it's just too thin.
LYLT. OBLG. DFLI. WOKY. DFLI. MCLT. MCLG. OBLG. MCLD. AUD. AUD. BBLG. SOBR. MCLD. MCLD. BBLG.
The market's tanking. Fucking Trump's SPAC company's going higher.
Gotta love the market.
Motherfucking Trump.
Yes, I am still in WWE. Just seeing how it reacts against this 10 on the daily.
High girl.
NBSE.
Yeah, DWAC had news. They got approved for the Google store.
Oh,
Yeah, after being not approved for the first time in
STRY.
yeah, I hear DWAC, but there's no setup. Maybe a day trade,
CRNG.
probably. I'm sure there'll be several of those in that name.
I'm in there.
You scoop some?
RAFL.
1790.
MCLT. JT. DXF. FNHC. RNWK. VRAR. APYX. YALA. CNCING. CNCN.
No, it's just my buddy who's here trading with me.
Wacom. KCSWR. RLMT. ACHB. West Northwest. TNE. TVHC. RCRT. ACHBHCRCT. Legs. OESX. RLMT. RLMT. RNLX. PME. RCRT. Cottage.
Now, would that be ridiculous to hold it in?
To what?
To hold it?
I mean, holy shit, what a move. Yeah, a little bit, or just trim.
I only got 50 shares left in it.
Oh, well.
Oh, oh, shit.
Walt.
You know,
Yeah, I gotta sell it then. Did it halt?
yeah, looks like it's about to.
Yeah, it's halting now.
RVLWF. WTER. PSHG.
RLMD with a gap down. They probably had some bad news. They probably had they probably missed like one of their endpoints or something. Would be my guess. Usually when pharma names go down that much, that's the news.
WDDT. CRBP, 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 CRBP,
Cam, you there?
WTER.
I wonder if Cam hopped into
What's
D1.
up?
Did you get into DWAC?
Man, you know I jump in those motherfuckers pretty fast, I guess.
FNHC, FNHC,
I knew it.
FNHC, FNHC, FNHC. FNHC.
DPZ, Domino's Pizza, they had bad earnings. Are they really ripping? Wow.
DUUL.
Sounds silly, but things like DPZ, that's kind of what you want to see. Gap up on bad earnings.
It's not what you want to see? Or
That is what you want to see.
you explain why?
Well, imagine that something's already gone down so much that it doesn't even matter what the news is anymore. That's Domino's Pizza.
AUD.
You know, once the news is so bad and stocks start going down, that's good news. Right? I know that seems a little overly simplistic, but
Pizza's having a day too. PZZA?
yeah, it should be.
Was that Pizza Hut?
I think that's Papa John's.
Papa John's?
DWAC, man. Wow. Yeah, TNK is just too thin for me to buy. That's the problem. This breakout's happening on 500 shares. Yeah, I can't buy it. But
CRBP, 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 CRBP.
looks like INSW about to make new 52-week highs. Yep, just did. Nice ash chart. We'll be hanging out here for a little bit.
Torf. DSF. Roof. PT. PT. MBSE. VILC. PT. AUD. DBGI. DSF. DSF.
INSW Beauty. Yale. FNHC. CRSM. CRSM. These oil and gas names still look really good, like DVN, FANG, LNG just hit my alert this morning, PDCE. WKEY. FNHC. ADMP. FNHC. Yep. ASC. Nice.
NJIC.
Yes. AMR looks great too.
CTAK. DSF. PHAS. EVGN. DSF. FNHC. USAU. BKSC. LCTY. CLDWKSP. ANPC, UNCS, ABSC, ANPC, ANPC, USAUC, TCUK, Hall, VIMI, ANPC, ABEO, IIMI, ABEO, VIMI, ACAN, PT, ANPC, ABEO,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, CEIX has been great. BTU, AMR.
JNCCF, JNCCF, AOMR, CPHI, ANPC, ANPC, TCAT, ANPC, CRDV, ANPC, QBTS, DSF, MBOS, AOMR, CRKN, SPGS, CCE, ELMT, RPHM, DSF, AHNR, DSF, ADMP, OCG, QPHI,
Rev. These names are being pumped again. That's funny.
SLRX, Rev, NKTX, Rev, NTT, QNGOSM, Rev, Rev, TPST, Rev, TRR, DWAC, Rev, Roman, Rev, SRAX, CSW, Wacom, Roman Wheel, YSM, PCRX, SPF, CPHS, DWAC, CPHI, PCRX, LPA, VIMI, VIMI, TSIP, Thor, NCT, COPAC, CCNC, SISI, VIGL, ANPC, ABABAB, VWEN, ANPC, OSISQQ, RLMT,
See how some of these names are still active.
RPHN, PRDLTS, ONCL, UBRLMT,
It's almost crazy to see XPEV down under $9. That's wild.
RLMT, RLMT, RLMT,
AMLX.
RLMT, RLMT,
I was thinking about adding to this one too, but I think I'll pass, honestly.
REBN, West, CVLG, VIGL, DXF, COPAP, COPAP, DXF, Riley, INSP, PGLDXF, RLMT, INSP, SEM, COSM, SEM, VIGL, CPLP, SEM, CPLP, SEM, SEM,
Yep, way smaller size, like a fourth of the size you'd normally want to take, and widen up your stops because everything's you're just getting chopped out. If you're gonna take the loss, you might as well take the loss, giving it the breathing room instead of being sized in full and then just taking the like basically guaranteed paper cut. Like if you were gonna lose, $100 anyway, you might as well just take less size, widen up your stop, and if it still is working, a couple days later, you might have an opportunity to add and then tighten up your stop.
Rex, ANPC,
I'm curious to see how these silver names are, gonna act. Remember, silver and gold tends to bottom before our market, so I'm kind of watching this SLV, which it doesn't really look great, but it's not making a brand new low like our market is. It's already starting to work on a base, a couple higher lows so far. If this thing held today, it would be a higher low and a higher low, a couple higher lows in a row on these pullbacks. It's just a nice little, thing that I've learned. Gold, silver tend to bottom before our market, so if this holds, it's a higher low.
RMWK, RDBBY, ANPC, ANPC, CINHYW, HYW, GLXC, WWSTRN, UFPT, ABEO, SUP, NHWK,
Yeah, TNK is just too thin. There's no volume going through there. It takes buyers to drive price higher, and there's just none in TNK.
ELBT,
Honestly, that's the real problem.
NYC, Dale, METX, VIGL,
Hmm. I would buy PDCE too, but it also feels super thin and paper thin. I'll just pass, even though this thing probably ends up working too. Nice little base, right back up above all moving averages. Shit super tight. FANG, DVN, Oxy. Yeah. Yeah, I actually looked at Zim the other day because I like their company too. Yeah, nice move for Zim. I know a lot about Zim because I played them on the front side, so I like looked at their fundamentals and I thought that their dividend was absolutely insane, and which I didn't think that they can keep up. I mean, there was a quarter that paid a $17 dividend. I mean, that's fucking insanity. But it just goes to show you how crazy container rates got, right? Shipping rates got insane. And they were making so much money, they didn't even know what to do with it. They just had to give it back to shareholders. That's all they had to do. That's all they really could do with it. They could do a stock buyback, I'm sure. I'm surprised that hasn't been talked about for them. Yeah, dude, go ahead, man.
Thanks, I left my pen at home. Where's the bong?
Right here.
Did you go flying recently?
No,
Or no,
Penny's.
Penny,
Yeah. She not only did she destroy the box, she took the fucking remote out of the box. Gotta love Penny.
Wicked Penny.
That's why I can't have nice things.
Do you see this little crack here?
Yeah, in the glass. Yeah. Yeah, they're all these oil gas names. CRK. Yeah, another one. They all. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really buy any of them today. PDCE was the one that was most on my radar, and then obviously LNG, but I kind of just missed it.
AGFY. 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 CELC. AGFY.
There's not shit to do today.
AGFY. AGFY.
AMLX is just a monster, man. No, no. Cam the man's a day trader. Cam the man day trades. He scalps the market. Nothing wrong with that either.
You know who the lighter is?
KTRA. HCN. NSGL. NSTC. PDCE. SLN. IONN. Holla. AYRO. ANNX. Vect. AGCB. DFLI. ASIS. GNTS. NPRNCC. GMTS. ASL. DSISL. ANIKI. Neon. Ten. Rev. WSCRT. Cell. SRCSINC. COSN. ANPC. SPCV.
ExxonMobil.
PT.
Yeah, these oil gas names are still acting the best. Nice to see REGN bounce.
SPCV. SPCV. Sticks. DRNA. USDA. Fungi. SPCV. VIMI. Hero.
Now, if the VIX will just roll over and die, that'd be nice. But I still wouldn't be too much convinced that it's the bottom of the market.
LTRY, LTRY. NICH, NICH. IMNN. IMNN.
I don't see anything to do.
SIDA.
CORT just hit my alert.
Yeah, that was a nice chart.
Nice.
SLRX. 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 SLRX.
And that's why I didn't add any AMLX.
BTX. BTX. AKAN. BTX. BTX. Core F. BTX. PDCY.
Dollar's going down. PSX. Here's another one too. This Phillips, man. It's oil and gas names. Oil and gas names are motoring today, huh? They're going way higher. Yeah, PSX. Yeah, that's the one that just hit my alert.
ANLYI.
10K pushed out pretty decent. It's just too thin, unfortunately. STNG continues to act incredible, honestly.
STNG?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a 23.22 or 43.22. Sorry.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, daily looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Same with this INSW. Nice scoop up yesterday too. I mean, at least some shit's working, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, same with Twinkie.
Rex. WPFH. GMER. DFCO.
STNG is just rocking.
Fjorth.
And I can safely assume that TNK will follow.
CRKN, PHIO. CRKN, 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 CRTG. Yale. Yale.
Realistically, over 52-week highs on STNG, and I'll probably peel a few.
CRKN.
Be about an 8% move. I'll probably trim like 30% of the position.
OTMO. PEGY.
Man, STNG's a fucking monster of a chart, dude. You want something to drink, brother?
Yeah, let's take a water, please. Shit, bro. Let's call the door, man. Fuck.
Thought I could walk through the door.
Honestly. God damn.
MCLD.
CCRN. I've been tagged by so many oil and gas alerts today, it's kind of fucking crazy. I kind of like this SM actually. This SM looks awesome. Maybe a nice ad today, and then if it works, just like widen up your stop, clear, use the 20 as your stop, and then if it works, then maybe some ads over 47 as well, if things tighten up and settle. We'll see. Definitely no predictions. TNK ended up working out great. Man, I should have just taken like a quarter size here. Literally. I could have taken quarter size and used the 50 as my stop. Well, at least I got STNG, which it's definitely the leader in that group. This thing is a freaking monster. Do. Oh my goodness, I'm getting tagged up. BTU. Okay, we'll see how many of these end up sticking, how many don't, but I just scooped up 3 oil and gas names. We'll see. I know if I get stopped out of one, I'll probably get stopped out of all, but the SM chart I like even more than any of them. This thing looks really awesome, actually. And over 47.30s, I'll happily add over this line. Interesting. LNG was one I missed this morning, which was too bad. I really should have been in like 172 and a half, but that's okay. Whew, DVN. Wow. Hmm. 3.8. Fuck. CTVA is another nice chart, but I can't really take this. It doesn't seem like great risk reward, honestly. If I'm wrong, I lose 3.8%. if it goes into these new 52-week highs, which it very well could, 1-to-1 on your money. It doesn't seem good enough. But damn, CTVA looks good. BTU chart looks great too. Hey, Malik's awesome. Come on, Lily, get your shit together. RAGN, really nice bounce off the 20. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better, honestly. I really could not. And I'd love to add to this name too, right over 750s. That'd be great. Yeah, yep. That's a good observation. Again, they're still going to raise interest rates again in November. So,
JSHG.
This is, in my opinion, if we get anything, it's an oversold rally. I mean, if we get anything. And you know what? Here's the thing. If we get an oversold rally for just a few weeks, this VIX really can just come down to like this 50 because it'll be higher. That could be I don't want to predict at all, but this shit can tighten up even more for like another month. And then in 2023, we can get, or even really at the end of this year, we can get that capitulation at some point. But this isn't going to be 2020 all over again. Man, CEIX, don't mind if I do. Yeah, see, this seems like much better risk reward here. Synergy sector's on fire today. It's what you'll see all over Twitter. Everybody's going to tell you how strong oil and gas names are at the end of the day. And PDCE is one that I definitely missed. What a fucking idiot. You'd be up almost 4% on your position already. Over 1-to-1. Yep. I should have just pulled the trigger. Holy shit. EQT. Yo, look at EQT, Sean.
Yeah, ET2 on the daily speedy.
These all these names look fucking awesome. I don't know if these things are all gonna work. I kind of just anticipated EQT there because everything else is working super well. LNG looks unbelievable. Like it's gonna go see new 52-week highs, no problem. You know, Dino looks awesome. This thing's just been an absolute monster. It's gonna see new all-time highs, probably in the 60s somewhere or way higher. You know, BTU was one of the first ones that I noticed last week down here in the 21s, and I mean this thing's on the daily looks insane. Wait till it starts breaking this, upper range. I mean, who knows? But I don't know that any of that's gonna happen. But then again, I'm also seeing these like shipper names like TNK, my STNG. I mean, you know, it's feeling like this energy sector's clearly where money's flying to.
TENX.
FANG, there we go. Nice to see that from old FANG. Holy shit, oil and gas names are booming. Holy shit. Oh man, CLR. Let me just take it easy here for a second. Getting a little ahead of myself, I feel like. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and silver names are acting right too. It's good to remember that they bottom before our market's gold and silver. My BSM. This one was one of the first ones to take off for me. Been in this thing for a while. Acting well. Twinkie. INSW. STNG. I'm not gonna lie. Looks pretty good. No way. Netflix? Back into the range, huh? ABCB? Man, this is another one too. What a base. Bancorp. What the fuck do they do again? Banks Regional, huh? And you tried shaking everybody out today. Gotta love it. Well, for a moment, I didn't see a lot to do there today. That changed in a second.
What'd you get into?
Quite a bit, dude. SM, ABCB, BTU, CEIX, EQT, and FANG. And I missed PDCE like a jackass. And I guess for that matter, I also... God, dude, holy shit. Look at PDCE. What a fuck up. God, I'm such a scrub. Staring right at it. That was the first chart I was looking at this morning for oil and gas. You just got to make sure if you're going to be opening up positions. And here's one thing too, you got to be careful. So I'll say this because I've been in this situation before, where you buy too many names in the same sector. You don't want too much exposure to the same exact sector. With that said, though, you know, if that's the sector that's going to go higher, you know, you can be selectively aggressive, like with your basket. If you think like that whole basket, like the whole basket of oil and gas names are going to go higher, you know, you can get aggressive a little bit, some more with the others, you know, but, oh man, this LLY is starting to shape up pretty too. I mean, you can get more aggressive some with the others, you know, depending on how tight you feel your setup and your entry is and your stop is, you know, and the price and its ADR, like if it's a slow mover versus a fast mover. Like I skipped on PDCE and it's got a super fast ADR, and I didn't even take a peek at that for whatever reason this morning. My eyes should have gravitated there first thing, like normally what it does. But I just passed because I was like, you know what, kind of liquid. But really, I could have still taken a half size, you know, like I really could have done, you know, I don't know, maybe even 1,000 shares there. So like a third size, and you know, you'd be doing great on it right now. You know, you'd be catching a chart that's in a clear uptrend and in the right sector. And what I mean by in the right sector is every other fucking name in oil and gas is flying, right? Like that's clearly there's money going to it, and it's not me, you, and some dudes from a Discord. So man, CVX, holy should have looked at this one too. Holy cow. Call it $3.50 risk, and then you'd be up $7. You'd have been up $7 on it. A 2-to-1 on your risk reward, and you're just chilling. No stress on this thing. Up 4% in 2 hours. Yep, that's pretty obvious where money's going. Don't gotta be some rocket scientists. And again, these can all come back and stop you out. So take that with what it's worth. You know, but something like if I had taken an XOM, not a chance in hell I'm going red on this trade. You know, if I ever took something like XOM or CVX, there's not a chance I go red on this thing. My stop at the very least on something like this is at break even. And on day one like this, I might even be using like the ascending 10 or 20 hourly moving average. So the 10 or 20 EMA on the hourly, because you think, you know, you got a nice daily chart, you got a good average, you bought the right chart, you're in the right sector. You answered all those questions for yourself. And there you go. I mean, you wouldn't even the 20 on the hourly. It's already at your average, or the 50. I mean, in an hour or two from now, end of day. You know, it's the exact scenario you'd love to be in. And it's funny because it's finding supply right where I had some other levels. Right, and it's wicking down from there. So you obviously want to be smart. You know that there's sellers up here, but damn, this is a nice chart. If this can tighten up just underneath this level too. Right? It might be a good ad. You know, like if it just holds up here for the rest of the day and then just doesn't maybe break that level, that'd be a nice ad later. Literally. Perfect. Would be fucking perfect. REGN. What a fucking move, baby. Woo. Yes, sir. REGN. Well, yeah, now a lot of these names, like even this WRB, I'd love to see it go sideways another day. But, now a lot of these names, hopefully they just take a little pause, a breather. And, but this FANG, this thing is gone. CVX, XOM. Don't know what else to do after all that. Twinkie. Beautiful.
SLTV. Bit.
The dollar's going down. That's so nice to see. Oh man, if this thing would just fucking crack, that would be awesome. And then to see TLT go up, that would be even better. Would be way better. Means people are parking money in bonds, which is exactly what we want to see. Supports the market. probably will. I won't even keep such a wide stop on this thing either.
CLSHT.
EQT, the only one I've opened up so far that isn't acting the best. REGN, just bananas too. What a fucking move today. Twink, 52-week highs. Guys, I don't see anything else to do today. Just manage what you own. You know, if you own good names from way better averages, good for you. Sit in them, kind of like I'm doing with all my damn positions. Lily was so close to stopping me out too. A lot of these names were really not the ones that I opened today, but ABCB. Nice. And honestly, guys, it only takes 2 weeks or 1 week of really good moves to make a quarter. I did. I bought BTU right over yesterday's highs. So BTU's been really strong. It pulled back. It tried to break down yesterday. It clearly found support on the rising 20, and I wanted to buy it over yesterday's highs. And not to mention, what sector is it in? What sector's absolutely fucking flying today? I mean, have you seen FANG? What a scoop up, I mean, too. Yeah, have you seen FANG? Have you seen CVX? I mean, look at this fucking thing. Have you seen DVN? Guys, how many times have you guys heard me, especially if you've been in this room? What sector are you buying, right? It doesn't have to be an absolutely perfect textbook 5-star setup. If the entire oil, energy, gas sector is getting love, I'm there, right? And I'm looking, and here's the thing. So, I opened FANG and instantly that started pushing, and it's working like a charm in the charts of beauty. This thing tried breaking down, right? Something you guys have heard me talk about. This thing tried breaking down, and instantly what? Is that a egg or a tennis ball, right? It's a tennis ball. And we've talked about this in this room quite a bit, right? And so what did it do? It just pulled back, found support on the rising 10, right? And then essentially, by doing that, it gave us like 2 sideways days. Not perfect, but pretty damn good. And so I'm looking to buy it as momentum's carrying it through these levels, because these stocks have damn near no overhead, right? There's nothing but happy investors and shit like this. And again, all your moving averages on the daily, yeah, it's not absolutely perfect on the daily, but it's not bad on the hourly. The 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, they're all stacked up nice and neat, right? Everything's nice and clean. You're getting what's called time frame confluence. Not to mention what's our market doing today, right? Our market just had horrible shit piss news, and what's it doing right now? It's up 3%. So what do we have? We've got a nice strong sector with a bunch of halfway good setups in a market that's pushing out. I mean, I don't need anything more personally, right? And that's why I scanned the night before. All these alerts are set. When they start triggering and I realize, like, holy shit, it's all energy, I'm done hesitating. You just start grabbing your positions and sizing them properly. So, and again, that's not to say that any of these have to work. But I'll say this. I've been in names now for a couple of weeks. You guys know on like Lily, right? With a 315 average. I've been in REGN for a while, and that's been holding up pretty well. I've been in INSW since yesterday, Twinkie since yesterday, BSM for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 10 days already. CCRN for about the same amount of time. So, like, some of the names that I'm in were already holding up and working, and they weren't really breaking down. If they really started breaking down, it would tell me about the conditions of the market, which I already knew were extremely poor. But, let's think about this for a second. You just had earnings on Domino's Pizza, and they weren't that great, right? And they went up, meaning a lot of things are kind of priced in for a bunch of stocks. Like, they've already been repriced, essentially. And, some of them are going to begin to find their footing, build out brand new bases, and they might take time before they really get back into a stage 2 uptrend. But, you also start to consider the market and how absolutely beat up the market was. If this thing rolls back over, I would, I wouldn't be totally surprised, but, I'd be a little bit surprised. We probably deserve a oversold rally at the very least. What I don't like seeing still is TLT not really catching a move that I'm expecting. I want to see TLT much higher. I want to see TLT start to get back to the fucking 200 really, because what's going on with TLT is kind of scary. So,
CGSI.
I will try my best to be patient in the names that are holding up and working, like CCRN. I've already trimmed a piece, and I'm just being patient. Now it'll be for a close of the 20. My stop is, down here. As soon as it started holding, at first it was, these 2 wick lows down here. But then as soon as it started to hold that area, then I just kind of did it in like a general spot that was holding that area. And realistically, it would have been like the rising 200 on the hourly, if it's closing below that. But now it's clearly going to be, the ascending 20. And I'm hoping to be in this thing long enough that I can start using the 50. If this thing never stops me out, I'd like to use the 50. I want to have as much patience as I can. I'd like to see CCR and go to, 50. It would end up being a really insane trade just for being patient. Twinkie, it's slow, but I grabbed enough yesterday. This thing can go to 28, be a nice little trade. SW's already doubled. It's already doubled. So I feel like, this thing could, from my entry, it can go on to, do another 50%. Or go to 50, who knows? And that would also be an insane trade. Just got to be patient. Let these little moving averages work and let the market work. And, the fact is, I was already seeing setups and getting in names when the market was still going down. So the minute the market starts pushing up, those are the names that are going to be acting the absolute best. CCRN did this day when the market looked like shit on 10-3. I don't actually know what the market looked like. What did market look like on 10-3? Oh, market was having itself a small green day. The market had 2, little pushes on the day that I bought CCRN, and then it just went absolutely lower. But in the meantime, CCRN just held up, right? It made its move. I was able to trim, and then I was able to hold this pullback because of those trims. And, now the market's pushing higher, and CCRN still looks like gold. Same with Lily. Lily doesn't look too bad. I'm going to be super patient with this thing. I'm going to be so patient. And it's my biggest position dollar-wise. I'd love to see Lily at, like, I don't know, 450 down the road. And hopefully it takes a year, too. Get a nice little tax break. But yeah, I'm gonna try to hold this thing for the absolute longest. I'm hoping seriously a full year.
Reef.
Yeah, that would be nice. Would be something. Yeah, it was funny. I literally earlier was like, all right, I don't really see a whole lot to do. I'm like, I would have like turned off the stream, but I would have had all my alerts and my volume turned up and probably in my kitchen. And sure enough, all these alerts start triggering, and you realize quickly because you have alerts and you've already scanned for these names what sector they're in. You're like, oh, oil and gas, oil and gas, oil and gas, oil and gas, oil and gas. I had already spotted all the setups and set the alerts, so I already had a general idea that these things look pretty damn good. That's why I had the alert set. And the second they all started triggering, you don't gotta really try to think too much about it. Your position sizing's more important. It's really what it is. Position sizing is the most important. Buy the names with the most that you feel have the nicest and tightest setups. That's it. And size properly. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. I mean, you gotta live life and move on. But sizing properly is it. It's the only thing. Do 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 do. I was thinking about adding to AMLX literally right over these tops on this hourly. I just passed basically right over 34. Mm-hmm. AMLX looks amazing.
APYP.
This name can go on to 60 from here. I never bought a big position. Just over a quarter size, like about a third size, honestly. Because when I bought it, I really didn't like the market. But I'm in there. I'm in there. And I'm going to be incredibly patient with it. So, you know, if it gives me an entry to add, I'll be happy to add. You know, when I would add if the market gives us a follow-through day. That's when I would add. If this thing has a decent, any of the positions that I currently own, if they set up again and the market gives a follow-through day, I will add basically to a huge portion of them. Yeah, they're not bad. AMLX isn't bad. The thing is, too, is they're in what? They're in the right sector. Oh, this SM's looking awesome. Thank you, SM. Same with this FANG. They really put me in the driver's seat because honestly, EQT is not really acting that strong. Although I realize it, you know, kind of came off the lows. You know, if they have another day tomorrow, you know, this thing should be fine. You know, CEIX, these fundamentals in this company are absolutely insanity. That's why I like CEIX. I was gonna buy it down here. You know, when it took out, it like went sideways these handful of days right in here, and the 60-minute was so nice. And I was like, man, if this thing pushes out tomorrow, like all these moving averages will be just uptrending. And the fundamentals were insane. Sure enough, it goes. I didn't buy it. And then, you know, well, the rest is history on this stock. You know, absolutely monster of a name. And I was going to buy it down there in the 50s. You know, I would have gotten stopped out somewhere in the low 70s, you know, but I would have trimmed some more probably into this push over, I don't know. I would have been trimming in the 70s as well. But yeah, I mean, some of these names have just acted so well. And if, FANG, that's what I'm talking about, FANG. You know, if these names set up one more time and the market gives a follow-through day, I'll be adding to a bunch of them. You know, like if REGN just goes sideways now 2 more days and then on next week, like Tuesday or something, the market gives a follow-through day, I'd be adding to REGN over 750, basically. 748. You know, shit like that. Like, I'm going to be happy to add to these positions. And some of them are already basically full size. Like SM, I grabbed a pretty nice position. You know, LLY still by far the largest position I have. They're not even close. But LLY is an insane company too. One of the best drug companies in the world. Probably one of the best. So I'm sure this Regeneron's not bad either. It's exactly why they're $750, but it has something to do with their float as well, their stock structure. But yeah, Lilly's insane. They're no joke, and I'd like to own them for a humongous move. So they're still my biggest, you know, and then compared to something like Twinkie, where it's like basically a tenth of the size as a LLY position. And if LLY sets up again, I'll buy more. I don't really see a clean setup here yet, but I am being patient. But if it sets up again, I'll add not way more, but I'll definitely add more. And just go full retard on the thing. As long as I have a cushion and I'm green, bright green, I'll add to it. And just treat it like a new position. DCP? Yeah, this probably works too, honestly. I'll pass on it right now for now. It's kind of slower now that I'm looking at the ADR like I should be. 2.5%. I'm in some slow ones already. And plus now I'm in like 16 names, I think, or more. Is it? Do they? I haven't looked at the fundamentals. I'll give it a little bit more thought if it takes out these highs. Clearly there's nice accumulation volume too. If it takes out these tops, I'll be a little bit more interested. No, I mean not necessarily. SM's got a 5.4 ADR. I mean ABCB's slow and super liquid, but it's a quarter size. BTU's a 6, almost a 7 ADR. That's fast as shit. CEIX is a 5.5. EQT's 5. FANG is 4.2, but today it's at 6. So it's definitely got some velocity behind it. Whoever's in it is definitely interested in these prices. That's for sure. I don't know who's buying up, but somebody's buying up. AMLX is almost a 10 ADR, 9% ADR. Lilly's slow, and that's part of the reason why I sized up on it so big. Lilly is slow. Lilly is a 2.7, but again, I really like their fundamentals. I really love the company, and I had a great entry the first time I bought it, and I got super lucky with what happened overnight, and then I literally rebought the dip perfectly. So I'm chilling with a 15, basically 315 average and zero intention of leaving. But yeah, somebody's buying the hell out of this FANG. Oh, AMR looks so good too. I wonder what that's looking like right now. Not nearly as fast, and fucking nobody's buying this thing. 100,000 shares traded today. My God. Versus something like Oxy's probably traded like 40 million shares already. I lied. 12 million. Still, way more. What happened to AMLX in September of what? The 2nd of September? Oh, this big drop? Well, somebody that had 5 million shares wanted to sell. But clearly that didn't stop anything, because it's under massive accumulation by other institutions or other people. I try not to even think about that. Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, it could have been a 6-month lockup. Could have been. Bunch of people exited on a day. Who knows? Tesla. Nice. Very, very nice. Apple, holy man, these dames are having massive days today. Now, could they fail? I have no idea, but some of these moves are huge. Yes, some of these moves are massive. Say EHR might be setting itself up for down the road too. Feeling a touch regretful I didn't grab TNK. Oh yeah, yeah, Flair, badass. You missed you missed a mini buying spree, man. I bought a bunch of oil and gas names. I bought FANG. I bought EQT, which isn't really working just yet, and CEIX, that's not working, and neither is BTU, I guess, for that matter. But I did also buy SM, and that's working. And I rebought some WRB, and that's working. And I shouldn't say I rebought WRB. I added to WRB. No, not really. I mean, but I could have taken a smaller position. You know, I could have taken 2,000 shares. Really. Even if it's a quarter size, who cares? You know, and if it sets up again, you know, then add. So either I'm going to take a super small loss because I can't really get filled, or it's going to set up again and I can add to the position, and then it's a half or a three-quarter position. But then it's like you were never read on the trade. You were either took a super small loss for being wrong, or it works and then I'm in the green, you know, I don't know, like 5-6 grand or something like that, or even a little less, you know, 5 grand, and then you add to it like another new position because it like takes out its 31 tops like really cleanly on a day which the market's following through, or it gives me a nice hourly tight setup or daily tight setup, something to add, then you add. If not, then you just sit in there with your quarter position and you just sit there until the cows come home to roost and you finally get stopped out. You know, because it's a small position anyway. It doesn't really matter. You know, but if STNG is you know, is kind of guiding the light, then these things could end up going much higher. But I don't know. I have no idea. You know, like I said, something like STNG, my stop isn't even yesterday's low. You know, I've already adjusted my hard stop on this thing. And it's just moving up slowly. I just slowly move up my hard stops. That's it. Yeah, it was I was about to step away too after the first 90 minutes or less, and then I started to have a bunch of alerts go off right around 10 o'clock. Fuck. This was another one that hit an alert that I just didn't pull the trigger on. CORT. That's too bad. It's just too illiquid for me as well. It's the only real issue. But I could have done like quarter size on this thing too. No problem. No stress either. Easy to do.
SCWO.
If VRTX sets up again, I'll take it. I got stopped out of this thing yesterday, unfortunately. Yeah, it happens. You didn't really miss much, though. The market needs a real follow-through day. One nice push means shit, trust me. One nice push doesn't mean anything. It just means that the strongest names will continue to show their hand. Like ARLP is not necessarily making me feel real good about my CEIX, to be honest with you. But we'll see. I just kind of got to treat them on their own merits. Yeah, there's no need to get FOMO right now. What we really want to see in the market is what's called a follow-through day. If you Google what that means, or if you read any stock books, or if you are familiar with Will O'Neill, you know, or just the canceling method, you know, we're really waiting for a follow-through day. You know, anything after a follow-through day would be awesome too. But on follow-through day, you just want to buy anything. But again, there are names that were showing relative strength well before a market's trying to even give a follow-through day. Like I bought Twinkie yesterday. I bought INSW yesterday. You know, I bought CCRN, 10 days ago, basically. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days ago. You know, BSM, same deal. You know, there are already REGN, same deal. Yeah, 9 days ago. Lilly, even longer, 2 weeks ago. So it's like I've been in some names already quite a bit, and they're just holding up well. You know, it didn't really matter what the market was doing. And now that the market's pushing up, these names are either right back into their range or pushing out to new 52-week highs. And if these things finish setting up, while the market is getting ready to put, let's just say it does give a follow-through day. If it did, and these names are set up to go, names like Lilly and, INSW and STNG, they're just going to keep going. They're just going to keep going and going and going. But they would be nice potential add-ons, down the road. Yeah, I saw that. Yep, CCRN is definitely making a new pivot, and I was like sitting here thinking, should I add to it? Yes, it is making a brand new pivot. I was gonna add today to AMLX right over 49.19 or 34.19 is where I had my line, and I would have been up another buck on those shares, but I just passed. I didn't have full position anyway when I bought it down here, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I could have, and then I also missed CORT, and then I missed PDCE this morning. Kind of frustrating. Should have this one from 67s. Probably a third size or something, a half size. I could have easily gotten in half size, no problem. Things are still kind of illiquid, and obviously I'd love to be in the DVNs of the world, but I didn't see anything absolutely perfect in DVN. I guess I could have taken over yesterday's high. And then something like this is crazy liquid. Trading several million shares a day, 5 million shares a day at $70. It's got all the liquidity I could ever need.
ICNV. ESN. FSRT. CGTS. FSRT. MEF. TLIS. LMAO. WILC. LPGN. Kosh. PDCE.
Oh wow. AMLX's sales, that's pretty insane, honestly.
ILAL. ILATLIS. UNH. USDA. ACXD. KVAL.
Do, 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 do.
GWSF. QNCI. BIST. CAT. HRI. FLANG. Impact. WILGLP. BBOS. Power. OPRA. LACY. PTAN. SPRC. IWS. Commando. EVOK. ANPC. EVZN.
Guys, I don't really see much else to do other than just manage what I own. Looking at ARLP like I did earlier, I can't say that I love how CIX is acting. You know, ARLP kind of rejected right on its declining moving average. I guess it doesn't really matter now, but I'm not going to cut it early. Just noting that I don't really love it. I guess the market's still got a couple hours to close. We'll see how everything closes. Until then, you know, just manage your positions. CCR on another day would be perfect. Maybe tomorrow. Who knows? But until tomorrow, team, I'm just gonna go eat some lunch and call it a day. Take my dogs out, relax. Not much else to do out here, honestly. What you own, you own. You know, and the market's just got to work. It'll either push higher, and we'll get like a nice little multi-week, rally or 10-day rally or something like that. Who knows? Market was definitely oversold, and I don't know. You know, we knew inflation was going to be higher, and again, seeing Domino's Pizza go up on bad news, I mean, that was like the first telltale sign this morning. Their earnings weren't great, and they're going up. I mean, so that'll tell you pretty much all you need to know about how beat up some stocks really are. Not to mention, look at the volume it's getting today. You know, one of its biggest volume days in a long time. It'll actually probably be its biggest volume day since 7/22/21. So over a year. This looks like it'll end up being the biggest volume day in a year. It's had bigger. $10 million. Wow. Hell of a day. Yeah, I mean, this thing's probably going to trade somewhere in the close to 3 million shares today. Probably second highest volume day in its history, or one of them. And heavy volume days near the lows that can typically mark a bottom for certain stocks. That's not to say this thing's in an uptrend, and that's not to say this thing shouldn't just chop around for months on end, right? For like a month and just build out a new base and let the 200 catch up, and then eventually it gets back over. I mean, maybe, right? We have no fucking clue. Or Domino's Pizza goes out of business. We don't know.
CNET.
Thanks, brother.
CNET.
I will, I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Just manage your shit. Don't get any more aggressive. No need. Man, I hope REGN goes sideways one day tomorrow. Would be amazing. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.